Hi guys, it's April and I garden down in southeast Nebraska, zone 6A, and today the plan is to start some of my flowers in container plants, and also I think my lettuce is outgrown the pots because of how dense I planted them. So I have several of my 3-inch containers that I want to separate them out into. But for my container plants, I'm trying some new things and I'm retrying some old things. I don't think I've ever had success with anything I'm about to start. So there is that. I mean, I've got all of this right here that I'm gonna be trying to start today. I have in the past 3 years, I believe, tried to grow agastache. I'm always successful with it inside, but it's the moment I put it somewhere outside that everything it goes to pots. So I'm giving it another try. I really want this to work because this is a gorgeous flower. It's great for pollinators. I haven't been successful in actually getting it to survive outside for various different reasons. The good thing is, once I do get this to survive, this is a perennial and I shouldn't have to start it again, but we're gonna try. The next one is a free seed, and that is Coleus. I've seen a lot of other people start Coleus and have them in containers, so I figured since I had the seeds, I might as well try and get them started. So we'll see how this one goes. And then I've tried both of these in the past, and I have ended up just getting starts from the garden center and then planting them out because my success rate otherwise is just non-existent. Because last year I had a whole bunch of Gerber daisy seeds from a seed seller on Etsy, and I tried to start them inside and it just was not successful. But I got a whole bunch of Gerber daisies from the garden center and a few of them went to seed. I don't know if any of these seeds are viable, but I'm going to try and start them because why not? I right now have the space. If that changes and they haven't germinated, then I'm just gonna buy them from the garden center again. And then my first year gardening, I did try to start straw flower, but I was not successful. I tried to direct sow them outside. It didn't take. I've never tried them from seeds inside. So this will be the first year I do that. These are seeds from, once again, ones that went to seed from the garden center plants that I got last year. Are any of these viable? I have absolutely zero idea. It's gonna be an experiment. The plan is to separate out the lettuce first so that the soil can soak up water as I am separating out all of the lettuce. And then I will go in and I will plant these seeds. So I guess we can get started. So these are all of my lettuce starts. They're starting to go a little weird on me, and like I said, these are a little too densely packed. So I'm hoping I can at least separate these a little bit and get them in separate containers, and that might alleviate some of the stress that they seem to be under. I don't think the Butter King really needs the same separation, but I figured since I'm doing all the rest of them, I might as well do them as well. My plan right now is to put each of these in 3 separate pots, and that's how I'm gonna start. So this is technically the spinach lettuce. We'll start with that. Did make some additional labels. Okay. I'm actually gonna move these. Oy, oh, look at those roots. Okay. I know, this is gonna be a little painful. And I probably could, and it would probably be better if I separated these out a little better, but right now I do not have time for that. So I'm gonna move you over here. Yeah, see, I'm getting soil everywhere. Story of my life. Now, if I was actually doing this the way I was supposed to, I would take each of these individual plants and put them in their own container. But I absolutely do not have time for that. So, we're doing the next best thing. At least, what I think is the next best thing. Okay, and that is the spinach lettuce. So next up, I'm going to do the Tegan lettuce. See how the roots on these ones are doing. See. Oh goodness. Okay. These guys definitely needed something. I didn't realize how crazy the roots had gotten. you go. And then I have got the dino lettuce. No, I need to do this label first. Otherwise I might get everything all confused. I do have to say, there's something oddly satisfying about seeing these in new containers. Okay. Make sure the roots are actually in the container. I don't think I'm going to water these too heavy because the containers they're coming out of were pretty damp. And this soil has got some moisture to it anyways. I might spritz some. But I think I'll wait a bit before I give them a large drink of water. Might put a little bit at the bottom and bottom water it. I'm going to do the spotted Aleppo next. These ones aren't quite as big as the other three. There's something about those row 7 plants that is just amazing. Try not to get too much soil in these leaves since they're still so small. It kind of shows you the difference between varieties that are heirloom and ones that have been bred for production. Because row 7 is all about production for restaurant level. So I do like a good heirloom. I believe I'm about 4 or so weeks out from planting these outside. Might be maybe 5. They're just so pretty. And then last we have the Butter King. Okay, so we do still have some roots, almost the bottom. You want to do these ones. And those ones. So I don't entirely know what happened, but me separating out into these pots, what is this one again? The Butter King lettuce did not get recorded, but here they are in their cute little containers. I'm going to go wash my hands and clean up this a little bit. I think I'm gonna add a little bit of water to the tray, maybe mist the top of these and call it good. And we'll start planting some seeds. Okay, so I believe the agastache and the Coleus don't need light to germinate, but the straw flower and the Gerber daisies do. So they're all gonna go underneath the light, which won't hurt either the agastache or the Coleus. But I am gonna put a slightly thicker layer of vermiculite on top of both the agastache and the Coleus. So I'm going to start with the agastache. If I remember correctly, this is going to be, oh no, years past they have put this in their own separate container because the seeds are so stinking tiny. Let's see. I'm gonna try for like 3 or 4 seeds in each compartment. Okay. And the Coleus are gonna go in these 2 containers. Oh, these are just as tiny. Maybe I won't do a thick layer and I'll treat them, because look at how tiny those are. Let's see if I can. I'm not even sure I spread those nicely. Maybe I'll save these ones for a possible round 2 in case things don't go well. Okay, so I believe next we got the Gerber daisies. Okay, like I said, I don't know if or what or how or why will actually be viable. I know some of these are petals, but you know what? It's fine. Okay, now for the straw flowers, which is just as messy and confusing as the Gerber daisies. Like I said, I don't even know if there's anything viable. Oops. Well, I don't want to get them mixed up. I'm gonna mist these seeds down before I put any of the vermiculite in. And maybe that was a horrible idea as I sent seeds flying. Which is the exact opposite of what I wanted to happen. Just gonna do a light layer. One more light misting. hopefully it won't be as traumatic as the first misting. Humidity dome and over to the shelf. So I apologize for how chaotic that was. Like I said, a lot of this is me experimenting and figuring out what may or may not work. I have zero idea if either of the straw flower or the Gerber daisies are even going to germinate anything. I'm pretty confident that the Agastache and the Coleus probably will, but we'll see. And then, of course, the lettuce. Hopefully we'll get some bigger leaves and we can start cutting from them. But here's me and my chaotic gardening and seed starting technique. I can show you how the other seedlings are doing, and I do have a couple of surprises over at the dahlias. Starting on the top shelf, you can see right here, we've got some bok choy, pak choy, and cabbage that I seeded a couple days ago. I did a short on doing those, and they are already coming up and looking so lovely. And then we have the bunching onions, which I think next week I'm going to top so I can get those seed pods off the top of all of those greens. And then we have the bulbing onions, which look a little rough. They got topped, and I think they were also drying out a little bit more than I thought they were. These containers, these small 6-cell containers, I need to remind myself need frequent watering because there's just not a lot of capacity there. So hopefully I will keep up with that. These are definitely going out in about a month, if not less. So there's those. And then we have the Sweet William, the foxglove, which you can see teeny tiny green and clear in the back. We've got some hollyhocks coming up. Now, they're not coming up as well as I would like, so they still have the humidity domes on. I probably need to put some moisture in there again before I'm done today. But surprisingly, my home saved seeds are doing better than the pack I got from Baker Creek. So I have one pink hollyhock coming up and about 5 of the black. Not sure what's going on there, but hopefully I get a few more in the next couple days. Now we get to some of the exciting news. We've got some sprouts coming out of the dahlias. You can see another one coming there. Not sure. It's one of those things that the more you look, the more you see stuff. It's like we've got a couple here, and we've got one coming up over there. You can kind of see a couple starting right there. So I didn't completely butcher these tubers, which is exciting. The next question will be on whether or not I can successfully get cuttings and then root those cuttings. The only container I'm unsure on whether or not I'm actually going to get something from, it's actually this one, because it started going a little weird on me, but we'll see. So that is an update on how everything is doing inside right now. I am starting to do some cleanup outside because we have been hitting 50s and 60s the last couple of days. So I've started getting compost and topping up the beds. I've started pulling some of the old stuff that hadn't quite been cleaned up before winter hit. So I'm doing some of that. There are some other bigger projects that I'm hoping to get to at least next month before we start really planting. But yeah, if you want to continue to following me on my seed starting journey and later my gardening journey, feel free to subscribe down below. Hit the bell to do all the things to get all of the notifications. I would also love to hear what you are doing right now for your garden. If you're still planning, if you started seeds yet, what you're most excited about this coming gardening season. I would love to hear that from you guys. I'm also doing updates over on Instagram and Threads in case you're interested. I have been doing a lot more frequent updates over there with things that are sprouting and that kind of stuff. So there's that. Otherwise, I hope I will see you again in another video, and I heart you beautiful faces. Bye.